In that region, in the little city that you live in, San Carlos, where there's 200,000 people, can you get an apartment for less than that?
Yes, but you're probably going to get a studio apartment. I know another expat here. He does pay 6,000 a month,
What is 6,000 a month in USD?
maybe about $100.
So today we're heading over to the beautiful country of the Philippines with my new friend Mike Fabritz. Mike, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, Ray.
Yeah, man, thanks for doing this. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to share this information. So let's start first, Mike, by giving people a little bit of backstory about you, you know, who you are, where you're from, and how you landed way over in the Philippines.
Okay, as Ray said, my name is Mike. I'm 63 years old. Previous military, then I became an aerospace engineer for 30 years. In 2014, I had a change of life, and I moved to Japan to do some aerospace engineering for Mitsubishi. Came back to the United States for 3 years in San Diego, and I just had enough of aerospace. So I sold all our stuff, and I moved to France and opened a food truck selling sliders. Sold that in 2022. Went to Thailand for a year. Went back to France for 6 months. Came to Thailand, and here I've been. It's an amazing country, the friendliest people I've ever met, yet still one of the poorest countries I've ever visited in my life.
Yeah. Wow. Well, Mike, let me add, there's a lot there to unpack really because I mean just for, being, an older guy, you and I are similar age and I'm thinking to myself, you just sold everything, got rid of it all, and then bought a food truck and opened up shop in France. I mean, that's bizarre. So here's
I
the
know.
first question. That's really wild. Was it hard to get rid of everything? And was it hard to sell? Or did you store some things? Did you keep some stuff that you still have in storage? Or did you literally get rid of it all?
Got rid of it all. I literally, okay, when I left France in 2022, I left the suitcase. We shipped some stuff over from the United States, but when
Yeah.
I literally left France for the final time, I left France with a suitcase. That's it. Everything else I left in France.
Wow.
So I just became a nomad.
So, Mike, was that hard though? I mean, for all of those years of accumulating stuff like we do in the US, I mean, it's just people, we accumulate stuff. You've worked, was it hard to kind of separate from a lot of that stuff?
Yeah, because
No.
2018, I lost my mom,
Okay.
and I watched all her stuff just disappear. And my mom was an ex-military wife, so she had 26 years of collectibles from around the world. We just watched this stuff go to Goodwill and go to friends. Some go to the garbage. All that stuff she accumulated over her 80 years of life was gone. So I didn't miss the material stuff anymore, and I don't. I could
Mhm.
pack up today in my suitcase and head to Laos, Cambodia, wherever I want.
Yeah. So it was kind of a easy process, it sounds like for you.
Yeah, it really was.
Interesting.
I mean,
Okay, because
you still have to go around and purchase stuff, but obviously you need to live, so you got to buy a rice
yeah.
cooker and stuff here in the Philippines. But that's again, it's just material stuff.
Okay. So then you ended up going to France. You were
Mhm.
selling sliders in a food truck. That's great. I've
We were
never
the
known.
we're the only truck in France to have an actual barbecue in the truck.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. What part of France were you in?
we were in down in Montpellier, which is down south. It's
Okay.
in between Nîmes and Montpellier.
Awesome.
So
Okay.
didn't speak French.
Yeah.
I did not speak French. And maybe we should have spent a little bit more time understanding the culture of France when it comes to food trucks. It's not like the US where you can take your food truck home and plug it in and do all your cleaning.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't anything like that. You had to pay rent, and it just got. We made 90,000 euro in our first year, and we took home 8,000. Yeah, only 10%. The rest of it went to product and parking and insurance and accounting and lawyers. Yeah, it just It just wasn't cost effective.
That's crazy. Okay, then you ended up after France in Thailand?
Hmm.
And what part of Thailand were you in?
I spent most of my time in Koh Samui. I have a daughter who lives on Koh Tao.
Okay.
So I went over and she owns a restaurant now. I went over to help her out and I just took some time. Thailand's too hot for me. Everybody thinks Philippines is hot. Yes, it is.
Hmm.
Thailand's brutal. That
Yeah.
humidity just knocked me out.
Hmm.
So went back to France, settled my financial situation, and came to the Philippines, and I've been here almost 2 years.
And what was it about the Philippines that stood out for you?
People,
The people.
absolutely, yeah. It's the friendliest culture, very very family orientated.
All right. Well, let's get it. So you live in what part of the Philippines, Mike?
I live in an area in Negro Occidental. I live in a town called San Carlos. I think San Carlos is a population of about 200,000.
Okay, 200.
Um,
Wow. So it's not small.
no, it's not small, but it's spread out. We're on the coast, but there's not a lot of beach area. Most of it's rocky. Now you can travel across the island, which we do. We own a truck. We bought a truck here. I bought a 2002 Ford Explorer for like $5,000,
Okay.
and that gets me around. You're asking how we get around the island. That's how I do it most of the time. That's for long hauls. If we want to go on vacation, we drive the truck. If we need to get over to Bacolod, which is on the other side of the island over the mountain, we'll take the truck.
Okay.
Otherwise, transportation here is on trikes, little 125cc uh, three-wheeler tricycles.
Okay.
And yeah, if we need to go to the grocery store, we just walk outside our gate and get a trike, and you'll take us to the grocery store for
Okay.
a buck.
Yeah. And they're called a trike.
Yeah.
Today, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Traveling Mailbox. Are you ready to move abroad? Keep a real U.S. address without the hassle? With Traveling Mailbox, you can set up a virtual address that works just like a physical one. No more relying on friends or family to send your mail weeks later. Get your mail scanned instantly, manage it online, and forward it anywhere in the world. Enjoy total freedom and stay connected to the U.S. with Traveling Mailbox where you are. To sign up, click the link in the description, or you can scan the QR code above on the screen.
And then there's the petty trikes, which is the bicycle. Not very
Okay.
many cars in the Philippines yet, and that's probably one of my biggest pet peeves. Don't know how to drive.
Yeah.
They do not know how to drive. There is no rules to the road. It's first come, first serve. You look out for them, you look out for yourself, and they don't care where they're going.
Right. Yeah,
it
man.
it it drives me insane.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of guys like that. They like the unregulated aspect of living in countries like that. Some like what you were talking about in France. It's so overregulated that you made 90,000 euros and you only took
Yeah.
home 10,000 of that. That's overregulation completely.
Sure.
So then when you go to different countries where there's not a lot of regulation, sure, then it gets a little chaotic, but there are some
Hmm.
guys that really love that, that really really love that experience of not feeling like you're controlled and overtaxed or
No, it's pretty simple life. We got lucky. We've got I think this is a 500 square foot lot, gated. It's a gated house, not a gated community. All the houses here have barbed wire above them and stuff. We did have a infiltrator one night.
hmm
He came across our fence. I knew something was up. And then I came outside and I seen him. I said, "Look here, don't come back." And he took off over the fence. He just came here snooping around.
yeah.
But most of the houses are all barbed wire, gated community like this. We're on a 5,000 square foot lot. 5,000. Yeah. And the house is probably 1,100 square foot, three
Uh-huh.
bedroom, one bath. And I think we pay 500 a month for it.
Wow.
And it was furnished.
That's
Uh,
great.
yeah. I'll be honest to your viewers. I have a small pension. I get Social Security. We basically live on, without touching other investments and 401ks and such. I make 3,000 a month,
Hmm.
and I still have room to put 500 away and then pay off credit cards. So basically, you can live in the Philippines decently for 2,000.
Hmm. Yeah.
You know, it's very doable. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's good information. Let's start on the visa, because getting over
Mhm.
there, you had to obtain a visa or pursue some kind of a, was it a retirement visa that you're on, Mike? Explain what you have.
Now you get after 2 months, you just go to the 6 months, I believe it is. You have to go and get a tourist resident visa, basically ARC. And it used to be every 6 months you went and reapplied, and they just issued you a new card, a new stamp on your passport, or a new piece of paper. They went to 2 months now. So every 2 months, we have to drive over to Bacolod. It takes about an hour, fill out two sets of forms, front and back of your passport, entry date, front picture, and 2,300 peso, which is about $45, somewhere in that range, every 2 months. And then that's it. After 3 years, when your 3 years comes up, you have to leave the country for at least a day, 24 hours, wherever you want to go. Go to Thailand, you want to go to Taiwan, wherever you need to go. Come back, and then your 3 years starts over again. And then every 2 months, you go back to the immigration office and you apply again. I
I
said
see.
it used to be up until about 5 months ago. It used to be every 6 months. Nobody seems to understand why they changed it to 6 months or to 2 months.
Hmm.
So same cost, same price. The only thing it costs us is we tend to make it a mini vacation. We'll drive over to Bacolod, go to the bigger malls, and maybe do some international shopping there, and then we stay the night in the hotel. So
Okay.
it usually runs me about $100 with meals at a hotel for 3 days.
So you're on a tourist visa, it sounds like. Is that correct?
Correct.
So
Mhm.
you're not pursuing the retirement visa.
No, because that I'm not even aware of how that works. I think you have to be married to some aspect, but I don't want to comment on that. I'm sure we'll get some comments back. I'm
Yeah.
not sure how that retirement visa works per se.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
every
something
three
that,
years I have to leave the country.
yeah, that's interesting. So, okay.
Well,
So your rent, Mike, is 500 bucks for a three bedroom, one bath, 1,100 square foot house. Now,
correct.
in the region that you live, in the little city that you live in, San Carlos, where there's 200,000 people, can you get an apartment for less than that?
Yes, but you're probably going to get a studio apartment. I know another expat here. He does pay 6,000 a month, but it's a studio apartment for just him and his wife. And I'm not sure how accommodating that would be.
Yeah.
I like the space. I like the space.
What is 6,000 a month in USD?
Maybe about $100.
Okay, so he's paying about 100 bucks for a studio.
Sure.
So probably one bedrooms are going for 150, 200 over there.
Yeah,
It's
I just don't see that. No, because I take that back. Um, we looked down here. There was a two-bedroom apartment, and that was okay. I'm paying 30,000 peso a month, and I believe that two-bedroom apartment was, my God, it must have only been 600 square feet. It was probably in the range of 350. So we were going to move in there until we found this house, and like I said, this is I'd say for the San Carlos area, upper middle class.
yeah. Okay.
The size of this house, the size of the lot.
Yeah. All right.
So
Cool.
obviously, we have washer. We don't use dryers here. My electricity bill. We have two rooms with aircon. Only one gets used, and I use it quite frequently. Usually in the afternoon before I go to bed. Our electric bill runs $90 a month.
Yeah, gas and
Uh,
water.
Water we don't pay. We have a well, in fact.
Okay.
So we have unlimited water usage. I mean, we don't abuse it obviously because then somebody will say, well, they're getting it for free. But we
Yeah.
have to pump it out of the ground into a holding tank. And if
Wow.
you're in the middle of a shower and it gets below a certain level, you lose all hot water. You have to have a hot water heater in the bathroom,
Yeah,
and
sure.
it's gravity fed. The pressure's horrible.
Yeah. You do
That's
you
one
get
thing
out
nice about going to a hotel.
you get out there and pump the well?
No, we have a pump. Just turn it on.
You just turn it on. Okay.
Yeah, just like a pool pump.
Yeah. Do you guys do gas or propane out there?
Propane tanks.
Yeah. How much do you pay for propane per month, would you say?
Oh, we use 2 bottles a year.
Okay.
Um, so let me think, maybe $20. My cable, I get Cinemax, HBO, I get Fox, I get ESPN, I get all most of the pay-per-view fights because they're coming through Australia. I'm only paying $25 a month with Wi-Fi.
Okay, so your Wi-Fi and cable is 25 a month.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Is that what you're connected to right now? Is your Wi-Fi
Yep.
with your phone?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So you said 20 bucks a year for the gas or for per tank?
Uh-huh. For no, for you.
All right, what do you pay for cell phone over there?
I don't.
You don't?
No. I don't pay for stuff.
You don't.
I had to buy I had to buy a new phone. Actually, it only cost me $138 for a new Vivo. I had a Samsung, and the Wi-Fi adapter or connection just quit inside the phone, so I had to buy a new one. I paid $130 for a new phone.
Is that what the phone you're using right now is?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the video is excellent. Got excellent
Yeah.
video quality.
Thank
I
you.
mean, do you have a cell phone plan on that phone?
No, I use, well, you do. It's called Globe, but it's just for roaming, basically.
Okay.
I haven't loaded that thing in months because I'm either on the Wi-Fi or in the hotel Wi-Fi's or somewhere where I'm hotspotted. But if I needed to, you could load 3 or 4 days for $20 for
Okay.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Everybody in the Philippines has a cell phone, and that's one of my biggest pet peeves is with the younger generation. Sure, it's that way in the United States now. It was that way in Europe. Everybody just stares at their phone.
Yeah.
A lot of these homes don't have running water. A lot of these phones don't have. They have to buy their load off a central location. And I think
Hmm.
it's a quarter for 3 hours, and these kids basically just live on their phones.
Yeah. Well, if you don't have a cell plan, how do you make phone calls locally?
Skype. Oh, locally,
Yeah.
I use my partner does it. I don't need to make phone calls locally.
Okay.
I
So
don't have anybody to call.
gotcha. So you just use your phone for Skype or probably WhatsApp?
Banking, whatever I need it for. I have
Gotcha.
a tablet too,
Okay.
so
All right.
it's whatever yeah, communication in the Philippines with your partner is sometimes vague because everybody's on their phones.
Yeah. Well, one of the great things that we didn't cover that I think is really important to add is that a lot of people love the Philippines too because everybody speaks English there. So
They do.
there's not that language barrier that you find in Thailand and Vietnam and Cambodia. A lot of people are attracted to the Philippines because it's easy to communicate.
It is.
Yeah.
Unless a lot of misconceptions about the Philippines. Sure, there's big cities, Manila, which is way overcrowded. Cebu's getting that way with expats. A lot of people don't see the province areas of the Philippines, which are
Mm-hmm.
the poorest of poor.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, some don't have electricity. Some a lot of them, 90% don't have running water. They have to go down to the river, either bathe in the river or bring the water back up. There's no pumping stations for these people. They don't have storage. Yeah, yeah, I feel sad. I really do.
Yeah. Yep.
If
It's
if if I could show you those areas, you would just be amazed how they survive. Yet happy,
yeah.
smiling. Hi, Mike. They're loving people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wonderful. That is wonderful. I've heard nothing but great things about the culture there and the people, how warm and welcoming they are of
Ah,
people from everywhere. All right, well, let's dive into the groceries now. You got to go out and you got to eat. What do you think you budget per month?
yeah, I thought about this yesterday. We typically go probably 200 a month.
Okay.
There's two stores here in my area. One is Save More, tends to be a little bit more on the upper end product and product selection. Like I can get American cereals, American peanut butter, American jelly, and then there's another store which is in the mall, and that's Gasano. Typically, can't find same quality as I would Save More. So we
Mm.
tend to do a little bit of both. If I want to buy milk, I'll just walk across the street to Gasana. If we need to do bigger shopping meats, we'll go to Save More. And like I said, that runs about 200 a month.
Hmm. Okay.
And we usually eat out twice a week. Um, Average cost of that without beer, $20. And my
Okay.
partner usually gets what they call shrimp gambas, which is basically like a shrimp gumbo. It's delicious. It's absolutely amazing. And she'll get a big old thing of fried rice, which we end up bringing home. For me, maybe some sigi, which is like a sauteed pork with an egg on top, and then I'll share
Mhm.
the fried rice. $20, if that,
Yeah.
and that's with drinks.
So each,
Um,
so you go out 2 times a week and it's $20 for both of you each time. So it's
mhm.
40,
uh
you're spending 40 per week,
Mhm.
roughly.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Now
So,
you can find cheaper. There are local houses in this area, well, any area. They have little mom and pop uh, restaurants. You can go there and get a burger or chicken wings or a fruit drink for $10 for two people.
hmm.
So it just depends on where you want to go and the
Yeah.
quality that you want. We tend to eat more pork and chicken. I think most Filipinos do. I don't like the ground beef here. I don't like ground sausage here. So my partner, she cooks pork tapa, adobo, amazing fried chicken. She's really good. They're great cooks, all of them are.
Hmm. Yeah. All right. So what do you guys do for entertainment? What do you do for fun out there?
Good question. I typically just take the dog for a walk. There's not a lot to do in San Carlos. You can
Okay.
take day trips or you can take an overnight trip. We have another island right across. You just take the ferry over. You can stay in a hotel for the night, do some swimming if you need to, spend some time in the ocean. Um, Said San Carlos doesn't offer uh, any walking trails. It's just open city. What we like to do is go to the festivals here. Usually have 3 or 4 festivals a
Okay.
year, and they're usually a week long. The only problem is the music goes on until 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning,
Oh,
and we're only about 400 meters from that area, and so the music's just constantly pounding.
nice,
Um,
man.
that's This is something funny that your listeners might like. It's not uncommon to wake up on Sunday morning to some boom, boom, boom from some neighbor listening to their karaoke or jamming out at 6 in the morning. It's not. So
That's great.
we actually live across the street from a preacher, and on Saturday night for 1 hour the band practices. And I mean they practice loud, and then on
Uh,
a Sunday morning between 9 and 10 he holds his service. So
mm,
we try to be respectful of that, don't do yard work, don't play with the car. But yeah, it's a different world.
yeah. Yeah, that's
Um,
that's that's really cool. I kind of like that stuff. I'm one of those guys that really enjoy the unorthodox of a different culture and all of the differences that you're exposed to. It's fun to dive into that stuff and really experience it. Okay, so so most of that stuff, you mentioned that you can jump on a ferry and go to an island. What is the ferry
uh-huh.
cost to 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 ride
A
over to the,
buck,
so it's a
maybe
buck
a
to,
dollar.
okay,
Yeah,
and how long does it take to get to the island?
30 minutes.
30 minutes? Okay.
Yeah, you could. There's
Is that Cebu?
no, that's Sipalai. It's just a
Cebu.
small island, and it's not a ferry. It's just one of these jaunt boats
Okay.
get bounced all over the ocean. If you really, if you wanted to stay in the big city like Bacolod, which I say is 2 hours on the other side of the island from us, it's probably the largest city next to Dumaguete, which is down south. From there, you take the bigger ferries. These are the
Mhm.
ones, they're 3 or 4 decker high. There's a beautiful island on the other side called Iloilo, and that's about a 45-minute ferry ride. Now
Okay.
there is a little bit higher end, a lot more resorts, a lot more beautiful white sand beaches, blue water. Here, we tend to have a lot of the currents coming from us.
Hmm.
But when you say Cebu, everybody goes to Cebu because they want to do the whale shark swimming.
Hmm.
And that's where all the tourists are, and they all take the boats out and they swim with the whale sharks, and then they go back into Cebu. Cebu is a lot more expats. Um, Here on my island, the largest expat community is probably Dumaguete, which is down south, and it's there's an island right across there too called Sigior, I believe it's pronounced. We haven't been there yet.
Hmm.
So, like I said, what we do for fun is we look for the festivals. You know, it might be the city anniversary, it might be, and we'll just drive to that city, spend the night, 2 nights, do the festival, and then we come back to our home base.
Okay.
And
That sounds
that's
good.
what works for me.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
Local festivals are crazy, are absolutely insane. I'm
mm,
the only one that speaks English. I'm the only Westerner there, and it's like I'm just this novelty. People just want to walk up and touch it, see if
yeah.
my skin comes off.
Wow. That's fascinating. So you really picked a place that's off the beaten path in the
I did.
Philippines.
I did.
Yeah.
There is a small group of Westerners that meet every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. They're active. They play tennis every day,
Hmm.
and then they drink beer on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays.
Okay.
So if I need to find something out, I go down there and usually ask them. One's married to a Filipino, one's like me with a partner, and the other one, I believe, same thing, has a partner.
Hmm.
Now, the married guy I know does have the retirement visa, but the other guy who's been here 5 years, he does the same as me. He has to go to Bacolod every 2 months.
Interesting.
I'll tell you what, Ray, I did choose the Philippines. I had visited, like I said, lived in Europe, lived in the US, lived in Japan, which is by far the safest country I've ever been to is Japan. But when I looked at the safety, I was actually attacked. Didn't get hit, but I was attacked by a guy with a machete in Thailand, in Samui.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just bizarre. And police got involved, and they're like, "What do you want us to do with him?" Excuse me. It was up to me what his punishment was. Anyway,
Yeah.
here in the Philippines, never seen a fight, never seen an incident, never had anything.
Hmm.
I understand that people put the barbed wire up, but obviously that's just to protect your property. But they're
Hmm.
they're just non-confrontational here.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and even the police. I don't think I've ever seen one in this town.
Interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great to hear. How do you how do you get around out there? You said you have a Ford Explorer, but if you don't take that, you said there's trikes. Do they have any like ride share in San Carlos, or do they, like if you wanted to order something and have it delivered, can you do that? Like some food?
Yep. They have Grab and they have Food Panda. There's only three that actually deliver from there. The one's McDonald's, one's Chow King, one's their local Alberto's Pizza.
Okay.
But yeah, like I said, we only take the truck for long journeys.
Hmm.
That's it. Gas is 55 peso a liter. It varies. Right now, the dollar is very strong against the peso. But yeah, if we need to, like I said, the major grocery store, if we needed to, which is it's a shopping mall, a strip mall. It's got a 7-Eleven where I usually get cash advances. It's bakeries, insider clothing stores, tons of phone shops, uh, one department store, and then the grocery store. So we just walk over there. It's a
Hmm.
5 minute walk. If
Hmm.
we need to go to the Save More store, which you mentioned, or we need to go downtown to pay the cable bill, which you do have to physically go pay your electric bill and your cable bill. You can't
Okay.
do it online.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, usually have to. So we take a trike, which, like I said, was one of those 125cc
Hmm.
tricycles. There's one going by. I just can't catch him to give you a
Yeah.
glimpse.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, that's what we do. If we need to go to major city and we don't want to drive, you take the bus. It
Hmm.
costs $5 to go to Bacolod, but it's a 5 hour bus ride versus my 2 hour truck ride.
So
Varies. What we Go
it's a
ahead.
dollar an hour on the bus to get
Yeah,
there.
and they stop. They stop, and the mountainous roads here. Oof, I tell you, it's something to be seen. And I'm
Yeah.
from the West Coast where you have plenty of mountains, but driving up in these things,
Yeah.
so I've almost sold the truck. It's that bad. The roads just end sometimes. You got a 2 lane road, and obviously everybody rides in the left lane. And now I know why, because you're just driving down the road, and there is no bright lane anymore. It's gone.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
just cut off. No sign says merge left. No sign says anything. The road just disappeared into a ravine.
Yeah. Wow.
So
Yeah.
we don't drive at night. Yeah, we either take the taxi or the trikes, or we walk, or
Hmm.
take the truck.
What would you budget per month to get around?
Oh, if you didn't have a vehicle, $20. That's on the high end.
Yeah.
The tricycles are only $1,
Okay.
you know, one way. We don't use the petty trikes. Obviously, my partner, she lives up in the mountains, so we do drive my truck over there just for the convenience because there's not a lot of trikes up in that area. I'd say $20 a month
Yeah.
transportation.
Okay.
You know, and you can walk to save more. I have. It's a 15-minute walk, which you were talking about. You know, exercise, health, staying in shape. That's just something else to do.
Yeah.
Problem is, you either want to do it late at night, or I think they close at 9 or early in the morning because the temperatures here can get 90, 95 degrees, 90% humidity by 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock.
Hmm.
And that's typically when I go in the bedroom, turn the aircon on, and watch a movie or take a nap.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice, man. Got to get
Yeah,
that nap in, you know?
you know it. It's a simple life. You know, I thought I'd be bored, retired, but I think as you get older, you start reflecting on your life and thinking about all the things you've done. And you say, you know what? I think it's time to relax and chill.
Exactly. Exactly. The last thing we dive into, Mike, is healthcare. Everybody's interested in learning about what do you do for healthcare in the Philippines?
Well, for one, you want to have, I'd say, no less than 1,500 in a savings account because it's all cash.
Okay.
You go to, I haven't needed it, so I'm not on any medications, so I don't need, prescriptions for anything. I buy a traveler's or a tourist insurance policy
Hmm.
for $168, and it basically covers 500,000 if I need to stay in the hospital. It covers my repatriation to the United States if that's the country I choose.
Hmm.
Covers my hospital visit, 1,500 a day. And by God, I cannot remember the name of the company. I'll have to send it to your way. But like I
Hmm.
said, 168 a year,
A
and
year.
that covers, yeah, a year. I did a lot of research. Some are, like Cigna. They want 1,500 6 months.
Oh, please send that to me and I'll post that in the link too
Yeah.
for the viewers
Um,
that are be
uh,
very interested in that. That's fantastic. It sounds like it's catastrophic, but it sounds like it's
yeah.
very good coverage. If you $1,500 a day, you said in the hospital?
Yeah. I'll send it to you. It may be a little bit less, but I know it had a $500 deductible, which is fine because I said keep the minimum of 1,000, 1,500 in the bank.
Yeah.
Now, my partner's father, I do have some medical training, and I was just appalled by the way they treated him. First of all, they said he had cancer, lung cancer. No, he didn't have lung cancer. He had walking pneumonia. And they tried to
Mhm.
compare the cancer because he had knee issue to his lung cancer. Well, no, he has arthritis in the knee. So instead, I went and talked to the doctor. I said, give him a Z pack, high vitamins, let's get him going. Gave him a Z pack. The guy was fine in 6 weeks. So a lot of people go to Cebu.
Mhm.
Is it any better? I don't know. But luckily, knock on wood, I haven't needed to see a doctor, Ray.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's everything, Mike. Is there anything else you can think of that could benefit the viewers that we didn't discuss that are considering possibly moving or retiring to the Philippines?
I just mentioned this, and I was talking to my partner about this. Today, everybody has cameras. Everybody takes a picture for the memory. Us older guys, we didn't have cameras. So
Hmm.
I was trying to tell my partner, we associate everything to music. If you
Hmm.
hear a song, then you can reflect on that. Okay, that memory. They don't have that here in the Philippines.
Hmm.
They don't listen to older music like we do. And when we do put it on, they just turn it off. They like all their boom, 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 boom. They love making videos,
Hmm.
the dance movie. They love that. If you're going to move to the Philippines, just get used to them being on their phones, guys. Your wife's going to do it. Your partner's going to do it. Your kids are going to do it. And most Filipinos don't listen. Don't do that. You're going to break it. I just mentioned to you, don't do that. They don't listen. They just don't. It's comical,
Yeah.
but so guys, come here with an open mind, um, common sense. If you're gonna get taken, that you allowed yourself to get taken. Not all women are gold diggers, and there's some beautiful people here. So I appreciate your time, Ray.
Well, thank you, Mike. Thank you so much for taking the time to
Sure.
share all this information. I really
I will
appreciate
tell
it.
you, I will tell you one thing.
Yes.
I just had a tooth fixed.
Okay.
Okay. I had it done in France. She killed the tooth. Anyway, I got this one fixed. Uh, $80. So I did find out if because I was talking to my partner's mother about dentures. She doesn't have any teeth. 10,000, which is roughly $200
Hmm.
for an upper set of dentures for her mom. So
How
dental
much
work's definitely cheap.
how much would something like that be in the US, do you think?
Oh, thousands.
In the
I bet
thousands.
that's in the 5,000 range.
Okay.
But I did talk to one expat, and he said for some reason the Philippines has the best dentist in the world. And after going to this dentist, I believe it.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm guessing there's a lot of medical tourism all over the place today, and
Mm-hmm.
people are flying out all the time from the US to do dental work, especially dental work, and get crowns done and a variety of different things because you save thousands and thousands of dollars.
Sure.
But yeah, that's great information. All right, Mike Fabritz, man, thank you so
That's right.
much. And you
You're
have a
very welcome.
and you have a great rest of your morning there. It's evening here,
Okay.
and I'll talk to you soon.
All right, Ray. Take care.